Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name's America. In this video, I just want to talk about the books that I've read and 3 books that really have changed and raised my frequency. 2020, when everything went down, is when I really just paused. I put a pause in my life and I was just like, who am I? What do I like doing? Who do I want to surround myself with? Who am I surrounding myself with? I started asking those questions after college. I think everyone's on different journeys in their life, and if you came across this video because you want to start that journey, I think that's great. It's always good to have the right resources. For me, I just said, I want to gain more knowledge through reading, and reading was something that I never was interested in doing whatsoever. I made it a mission of mine to really just read 3 books in the year 2021, and I actually ended up doing that. Those first few books that I read, they helped me, and then I started realizing, okay, where do I want to go with these books? I really started looking at books that were focused on meditation, money mindsets, spiritual alignments, and also productivity books as well. Now, these 3 books that I'm going to share with y'all, they're not going to be in any specific order. Just reading them really just opened my eyes to a lot of things. And so the first one, I don't have it on me, I don't know where I put it, but the first book is by Viktor Frankl. It is called A Man's Search for Meaning. It is a very good book. It's really just about a man, a Jewish man, during the Holocaust. He ends up getting put into the most well-known Nazi camp, which was Auschwitz. He gets right into it. I like books like that. I don't like waiting around to get information. So he gets right into it. He starts talking about the Holocaust situation and just him being so hopeless. And during that time, everyone was just, they had no faith, they had no hope in their future and themselves. And the book really opened my eyes. It doesn't even have to be a Holocaust situation. If you have a family member who has cancer, or someone gets in a car accident, or a whole bunch of different scenarios that could come up, it just makes you end up losing faith and hope. Even though it's kind of cliche, he gives you that awareness to see the light at the end of the tunnel and to always just strive to see a better future and just be positive and stay positive and don't give up on yourself. Loved that book. I used to just sit on my porch and just read it. It gives you perspective, and it's crazy. My next 2 that I have, I do have them on me, so that helps out. This one right here is called The Rhythm of Life. It's by Matthew Kelly. This one, he's so great with his words. If you're looking for someone who could really speak to you, I feel like this book just spoke to me. He could articulate his words in a way that I could understand and I could grasp, and it was just so finely tuned. He detailed every word, so it's not you didn't understand the last sentence that he said. You completely understood what he was trying to tell you. And some of this stuff I do live by. It's really all about becoming the better version of yourself every day, and that's what I strive to do every single day. I try to be the best version of myself, and I try to never let situations in life get the best of me. I always just try to be better each day. I always say too that you should always reread a book. Don't just read it one time and then expect you to grasp everything. It's always good to read it several times. So I know probably the end of the summer I'm gonna go back to reading this again because this was such a great book. Okay, and now the last one This one right here blew my mind, y'all. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. I'm not sure if someone else has this in their YouTube video. This right here, very close to saying we're all gods in a sense, and some people might not like that, but it brings you out of that concept of thinking that there is all these different entities and beings, when really you could look inside yourself and realize that you're way more connected to God than you think. And I think everyone has different definitions of God and beliefs and faiths, and so I don't ever want to throw any type of religion down anybody's throat or anything like that, because I feel like a lot of religions nowadays are just structured in that way to just keep people conformed and abide by rules. Most of the books that I did read in the past did have like Christian connections and Christian ties, because I did grow up as a Christian, and I think some of what the Bible talks about has like very beneficial, like you could take stuff from that and use it in your everyday life. I wouldn't ever like try to force anybody to just go into a religion. I think you should be open to all of the concepts that all of the religions have, because they all have something that is useful and meaningful. This right here just blew my mind. Like, I couldn't even describe to y'all how this book made me feel. I think I read to like chapter 3, chapter 4 within the first night, because it was just getting that good, y'all. And then of course some other books that I read, like I said, like these were really just Christianity linked books. I am working my way, don't fall. I am working my way to reading this, Free to Focus. It's all about being more productive in your life and everything. It's always good to research, you know, like look into the books that you're going to read. Be open-minded as well. I felt like some of the books that I had read in the past, I used to be like very closed-minded because I felt like they were trying to steer me in one direction, and so I would close myself off to it. And then I had to keep telling myself I was reading, like, just be open to their words, try to understand them, don't try to like defend it or none of that stuff. So I tried to be more open-minded with the books that I read. And I would literally just go to the thrift stores and look through all of the books on the shelf, and that's how I ended up just building a collection of books. Like, the thrift store has some really good stuff. It's just they're kind of rare. Most of the stuff in there is like fiction books, and it's way cheaper. You wouldn't be spending like $20 on a book. You'll probably spend like $2 to $3. Every time I go to the thrift store, I always go to the book section and just look through the books to see if anything interesting's in it. If you have any books that y'all are reading for your spiritual journey, or even for like focusing or meditation, put me on, because I'm really trying to just have a nice collection of books that I could really just read and dissect and just learn from. I'm all about learning and growing. We are human beings that always constantly are growing, and so mentally and spiritually we should be growing as well. Yeah, this definitely was a different type of video that I've done for this week, but if you are interested in the other books that I've read, these are just a couple books. There's a whole set of books underneath my bed that I didn't even get into. If y'all are interested in some more knowledge, or if y'all have knowledge to share with me, comment down below. I do hope that you like this video, and if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, because my channel is all about self-care videos, and I do natural reviews as well. Make sure you are open-minded and you are taking care of yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video.